Negative emotions. Who wants them, right? I'm sure you don't want them. I know I don't want them, but it's something that we have to experience all the same. So let's talk about 5 ways to manage painful emotions. My name is Crystal Turner. I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner who has gone holistic because I know to be whole is to be healed. And I ask that you hit the subscribe button and the like button so that more of my content will reach more people who it can help for their mental health. Stay to the end of this video where I'll be able to give you a prime example of how these tips that I'm giving have applied to my own life as we've recently lost our family dog, McLovin. And I just want to give some honor to him in the midst of talking about painful emotions. The first way to deal with painful emotions is to, one, acknowledge them. So often we try to just keep ourselves busy when we're dealing with pain, when we're dealing with any type of difficulty, but acknowledging that the pain is there gives us a level of awareness. And awareness is key when we want to move out of a situation or change a situation. It's never going to change if we don't at least first have a level of awareness. The second way to help move through painful emotions is to resist avoiding the emotions. Try your best not to resist these emotions because, again, we don't like painful emotions, so we can really try to push them away, avoid them, act like they don't exist. But the issue with that, when we talk about resistance, we tend to get more of what we resist. So to allow it to come, allow ourselves to know that these emotions are there is going to be important for you to be able to get on the other side of the emotions. Sometimes we slow the process of pain down when we try to resist it. So after you get to the point where you're not resisting, the next thing that comes is you're going to feel the emotions. And this can be scary, this can be challenging. Again, we don't like to feel negative emotions, but painful emotions are a part of our emotional bank. Now, the balance in emotions is important. If we're always feeling painful emotions all the time and not feeling good emotions, that can be concerning. But our painful emotions are important too. To feel them, to let ourselves not run from them, and it teaches us to be able to deal with challenges in life so that when things come up that might bring up some type of pain or some type of difficulty, we are more apt to address it. We're more apt to deal with it. Again, keeping us from avoiding situations. So to feel these emotions, it may not be the thing that we desire, but it's different from allowing ourselves to feel something and be stuck in it. We're feeling things to move through it, to get through it, to get on the other side of it, and to feel other emotions that could come up after dealing with the reality of the pain that she might be experiencing. The fourth way to deal with painful emotions is to start asking questions about these emotions. Once you've begun to feel these emotions and sit with those emotions, then you can really start to get more information on why these emotions make you feel this way. More than the obvious, the large picture, it's more specific to you when you start to ask questions. What is it about this situation that's making me feel this way? Because in getting that answer to that specific circumstance, you can get a larger answer about yourself, about the things that cause you pain, about what's important to you, about what you desire to have in your life and what you desire to not have in your life. It may lead you to passions that you have in this life to understand why something may hurt you in a certain way. So feeling this pain really can get us to a bigger picture of understanding the why behind it. The why could be so much bigger than what we are allowing it to be when we sit in the why and ask more questions. We get to know about ourselves more. Now, once you've done this courageous thing of feeling emotions, sitting with emotions, analyzing them more, then I would also say that the fifth way to deal with painful emotions is to start having experiences that give you the very opposite emotion from the pain. So how can you look at these painful experiences and create more joy for yourself? looking at what are the dynamics that might be associated with the pain. Every painful experience is different, but there are some situations where there may be emotions connected to the pain. And how can you create, because we are creators in our life, how can we create experiences that give us the very opposite of that painful experience and bring us joy? So sometimes our pain can also lead us to our joy when we understand why this thing gives us pain and what it is that we would actually desire rather than that painful experience. And so for me, I'm going to take you through an example of utilizing all of these steps that has helped me recently, and it's still helping me because I'm still grieving. So as I mentioned, we lost our family dog of 13 years, McLovin, and this video really is in honor of him. He's very special to our whole family, and his death really has brought a lot of painful emotions. And so first of all, acknowledging that his death brought painful emotions was important, because sometimes, you can think of the death of a pet, or some people can think of it as not as intense as the death of another person. But by me acknowledging how I was feeling, the pain, it really gave me an awareness of how much McLovin meant in our life and in my life. So that acknowledgement opened me up to an awareness of the impact that he had for me. I didn't avoid this emotion. I resisted avoiding it because it was, well, first of all, it was difficult to avoid it because there is a void in our home now. But I resisted avoiding it, and I accepted that was the truth. And it brought up more emotion, but it was still acknowledging again in a larger sense that, wow, this is someone I will never forget. I will talk about him 20 years from now if I am here still, just like I did my childhood dog. He just had that impact on our family. And allowing myself to feel this has been the most challenging part, is to sit sometimes and really feel that void and feel the pain that comes with that has been a challenge. But I know to not acknowledge it would be to deny that this being meant so much and brought so much to our space, to our lives. And then to ask questions. So I began to ask, wow, why am I feeling so heavy like this? Like, I've lost people in my life and haven't felt this heavy. But in asking that, it really gave me a respect for life more, not just human life. It gave me the respect that you can have impacts in all life, all different types of life. And it has helped me to understand by asking that question that dogs have a very strong, I have a strong connection with them because they have just a way of being able to be there. And it made me also question the uniqueness of McLovin, our dog. I grew up with a dog. His name was Apollo. He was very smart dog. He did things that other dogs didn't do, and people swear that we're not being honest. But he was so smart, and I always thought no dog could compare to him. And now with McLovin being gone, it made me realize he was very different from Apollo, but he was very gentle. He had a gentle, peaceful presence. He was not friendly to everybody outside of our home, but to the people in our home, he was like truly the idea of an emotional support animal. He just was just very loving. And to be able to ask questions, it gave me more understanding of what was it about McLovin that was so important. And in finding that, it just gave more acknowledgement on who he was and the importance of who he was and why he was so special. And it also gave me an understanding of what's important to me, so that gentleness in people, gentleness just speaks to me so much, and it helped me to understand that just through asking these questions in a difficult time. And finally, creating, experiences that give me the opposite emotion of pain and joy. And so that is joy. So in what ways can this difficult experience bring me joy? Definitely when I'm with my family, reflecting on who he was, and laughter about who he was is the opposite of mourning. It's like celebrating who he was, and that brings me a lot of joy. I also have another dog, which is McLovin's son, and his name is Adonis, and he is his offspring. And it makes me remember that Adonis is also very special. And I want to pour love into him and have fun moments with him and do the things that make him unique and be in the joy of that. And so still having joyful experiences even in the midst of the challenge. So I hope that that example is helpful to you. I hope this video was helpful to you. And again, I ask that you share this video with someone who you think it could be helpful for. I ask that you like this video to help the algorithm to get this out to more people. And I ask that you subscribe to this channel, as I will continue to bring information that is to support our elevation in our mental health, but in the wholeness of who we actually are. Thank you for joining me, and I will be back next week with another video. Have a good one. Bye.